Hey guys, welcome to this front-end web development crash course for absolute beginners. In this course, you will learn technologies like HTML, CSS, and a bit of JavaScript. And since this course is focused on absolute beginners, so if you don't have any previous knowledge with web development, so not to worry, you can continue with the course. And talking about front-end web development, it's a pretty core module of uh, modern web development. It deals with developing the front end of any website, not the back end, just the front end. Basically, how the website will look when it's get loaded to your web browser. So before starting, we will look at some slides and then we'll start our course. So how a web works, basically how a website and a web browser works. So you should be knowing before creating a website that how it is working actually. So request and response. Talking about request and response, it's all about sending requests through your web browser and receiving response from the web servers. So whenever you visit a website, you are actually sending request and receiving a response. If I show you an example, if I go to my web browser and type google.com, and oh, it's actually preloaded. So if I go to google.com, so you see it's loading. Here the google.com is the request and the page we are seeing now is the response from Google servers. So we are sended a request and received a response. So hope you got it. Proceeding forward, we have HTTP status codes. So whenever we receive a response like this or maybe some other website, it comes with a status code. It can be 200, it can be 404, it can be 403. Basically 200 means everything is fine, the website loads completely. So in this case we have loaded google.com and the page is showing up here, so it means everything is fine and the status is 200. If you try to visit something which does not exist, it comes with the response of 404. Let's say if you go to my website also and it is loading. Okay, it's taking time. Okay, it's loaded. So everything is loaded fine. So currently the response is 200. If you try to visit something which does not exist on my site, let's say volsofhospital.com/test, which does not exist in my server. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's again taking time. Hmm. Okay, yeah, 404. This means the page test or the directory test is not exist on my server, and you can see this error 404. Now coming to the 403, which means access denied. If you try to visit something which exists on my web server but I don't want to access that directory, let's say images directory, which stores all the images of my website, so I don't want you to actually access that directory. So when you press enter for this images route, it is actually showing us error 403 forbidden, which means we cannot access this directory. Hope you got these status codes. So 200 is for OK, 404 is for not found, and 403 is access denied. These things are not necessary for you to have, but these are like additional things you should be knowing when you are learning to build a website. Okay. So how a web browser works. So web browser receives the response from the server. As you showed earlier, we typed in the google.com and we received the response from Google servers. And the response data is processed and viewed as a web page on your web browser. Languages web browser understand: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three are the languages which browser understand. So it doesn't matter what website you visit out on the web browser. At the end, whatever you are seeing in the web browser is basically HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. So it doesn't matter what backend language a website is using. The website can be Google, Facebook, or maybe any other website. So whatever you are seeing at the front end is basically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So now we can start with writing some codes. Okay, now we will create a folder at the desktop, uh, not a shortcut, a folder. Name it as project. You can call it whatever you want. Open the folder, create, right click on the empty space, create a text document. Okay, now make sure that you are seeing this .txt extension of this file. If you are not able to see, in Windows 10 you can actually go to view and check this box, file name extension. Then you will start seeing this extension. Now we will rename this file as index, uh, index index.html. Uh, Whenever you change the extension of any file, you should confirm it. Yes. Okay, now it's changed, and you can notice that it started showing a Chrome icon. You can double click on it, and you can see we have this empty white page since we don't have anything with this file. If you're not able to see this file into a web browser, you can do it by right clicking on it and open with, and you can choose any of the browser you want, but I suggest you go with Google Chrome because it's more versatile in the market. Okay, so we'll keep this page open and we'll try to write some code into this file. For this, right click on the file, go open with, and open this file with Notepad. Okay, now we can write our HTML code. Let's say HTML and closing HTML tag. You don't need to worry. I'll explain things more in the next videos about these tags. For now, just I'm showing the quick hello world program for HTML. Uh, okay, so we'll write hello world inside our tags and save this file. And if you open this file again, uh, you can see we have this hello world written on it. So whatever we write here will get reflected to here. So we have wrote our first HTML program. If you go to this page and right click over here and go to view page source, you can actually see the code we just wrote. Here it is. You can see these codes are same. Now that we have wrote our first HTML program, I want you to install this text editor named as Sublime Text. It's a text editor which we'll be using in place of Notepad. We'll not be using Notepad. The reason I am telling you later. That's why we're using this Sublime Text. So open this very first link at the top, sublimetext.com, and it's getting loaded. Okay, it's loaded now. You have to click this download link over here and it will take us to the download page of Sublime Text. I'll be downloading the Windows version, Windows 64-bit. You have to click on this Windows 64-bit and it will start downloading the software. Okay, it's downloaded. If you are on Mac, you have to click on this OS X. Okay, now go to your download. folder, you have this Sublime text. Just double click on it and wait for the setup to open. Now the setup has started. Now we can install Sublime text by clicking next, next, and install. And it will okay, it's not get installed to our computer. Click on finish, close this, and now we can go to our project folder and open this index.html file using Sublime text. Okay, now you can see the code we wrote earlier is visible here, and you can see the HTML tags are highlighted, and these tags are not highlighted in the notepad. So there are lots of pros of the Sublime text over notepad, so that's where we are using this text editor. So if I make changes over here, like let's say make it hello world, and save this file and go to our browser and refresh it, and you can see it goes back to hello world. So that's all for this video. In the next video we will be learning more and more HTML, so get yourself subscribed to this channel. I'm hosting this course on my WhatsApp group. If you want to join that group, you can DM me in my Instagram account. I'll put the link of my Instagram in the description below. I'll highly appreciate if you share this video with whomsoever need this. Thank you. That's me signing off.